A small journey, a big change. Episode 1, The First Step.
Some journeys are loud and fast, full of thunder and grand declarations. But have you ever noticed that the greatest journeys, the ones that truly change everything, often begin very, very small? So small you might not even see them at first. Look closely now, down here on the forest floor, where the morning sunlight paints everything in gold. Our story starts with someone tiny, but with a spirit as big as the sky. This is Ami. She's a tiny ant, with a round, warm brown body and little stripes that look like they were painted on by a sunbeam. Her legs are short, but they are mighty. Ami is hard-working, always determined, and her heart is full of kindness. Her most special trait? She never ever gives up. Even when she's so tired she feels she might just fall over. See her wide, curious eyes? They take in the whole world, and that shy little smile shows a heart that's always ready to try. And who are her friends, you ask? Watching nearby is Droppy, the water droplet. Droppy is a shiny, light blue tear of morning dew, full of little sparkles. He's gentle and calm, but feels things very deeply. Droppy is wonderfully flexible and can slip through the tiniest of spaces, always finding a way. His soft eyes and peaceful smile can calm any worried heart. Dancing on the breeze just above them is Luma. She's a small, bright green leaf with delicate veins and sunny yellow edges. Luma is cheerful, always optimistic, and wonderfully playful. She loves to float on the wind, never afraid to go wherever it takes her. Her joyful eyes and expressive eyebrows tell you everything you need to know. Life is an adventure. And floating nervously a little way off is Puff. Puff is a tiny dust speck, a little cloud of pale beige and gold. He's a bit of a worrier, always looking a little surprised with a shaky smile. But beneath that nervousness is a brave little soul. Puff's special trait is that he can travel farther than anyone, carried on the gentlest of winds to see things no one else has seen. I've watched them all from here for a very long time. I am the old tree, their home and their storyteller. My roots run deep and my branches reach high. I have seen many seasons come and go, and I've learned a thing or two about patience and time. And I can tell you, the story unfolding today is one of my favorites. Right now, Ami is facing her biggest challenge of the day. She's found a breadcrumb, a wonderful, delicious prize for her family. But this crumb is a giant to her, a boulder she must move. She pushes and pulls, her tiny legs straining. She pants, her little body trembling with effort. It's so heavy, she whispers to herself, her voice barely a puff of air. It's just too heavy. But if I stop, it will never move an inch. My family is waiting. From a blade of grass, Droppy slides down gently, his sparkly form watching with quiet concern. In the air, Luma does a little loop-the-loop in the breeze, her cheerful spirit sending waves of encouragement. Even Puff, floating nearby, stops his nervous trembling for a moment to watch. His surprised eyes wide with admiration for Ami's strength. They see her struggle, and they feel her determination. There's no mockery in their gaze, only the warm, kind support of friends who understand the size of her task. Ami manages to get the crumb moving, inch by painstaking inch. But now, a new obstacle appears, a crack in the dry earth. To her, it's not a crack. It's a canyon, a vast chasm that seems impossible to cross. Her home is on the other side. She takes a deep breath, gathers all her strength, and tries to push the crumb over the edge. But the weight is too much. The crumb teeters, and Ami slips. She tumbles down into the little crack, the crumb rolling right on top of her. For a moment, all is still. She's pinned. It would be so easy to give up, to let the crumb stay where it is and go home empty-handed. She could rest. No one would blame her. But then, a thought sparks in her mind, the thought of her family, waiting for the food she promised. The thought of her own spirit, which had never let her quit before. With a mighty heave, she wiggles out from under the crumb. She dusts herself off, her short legs shaking. She looks up at the top of the crack. It looks even taller from down here. She looks at the crumb, which seems to have grown even bigger. She could cry, she could despair. But she doesn't. Instead, she takes another breath, a deeper one this time. She finds a new angle, a new spot to place her feet. She plants them firmly. and she begins to push again. Slowly. So slowly. The crumb scrapes against the dirt wall. Little pebbles fall. Slips back a little. She pushes harder. It moves forward a tiny bit. This is not a grand heroic charge. This is a slow, grinding battle of will. One tiny push, then another, and another. Her friends watch in silent awe. They don't interfere because they know this is Amy's journey. This is her mountain to climb. Luma whispers on the wind. You can do it, Ami. Droppy glistens, reflecting a single, powerful sunbeam onto Ami's path, like a tiny spotlight. Puff drifts a little closer, his own bravery growing just by watching hers. Finally, with one last monumental effort, the crumb reaches the top edge of the crack. It teeters for a heart-stopping second, and then it rolls safely onto the other side. Ami scrambles up after it, her whole body exhausted but her heart soaring. She did it. She crossed the canyon. She takes a moment not just to catch her breath, but to look back at the crack she just conquered. It doesn't look quite so big anymore. She gives her giant crumb an affectionate pat and then, with renewed determination, begins the final leg of her journey home. As I watch her disappear into the tall blades of grass, a small but triumphant figure, I feel a familiar sense of pride. I've seen countless sunrises and sunsets, but it's these small moments of incredible strength that I treasure the most. It reminds us all of a simple, powerful truth. It doesn't matter how small your steps are or how long the journey takes. It doesn't matter if you slip or if you fall or if you have to start over 100 times. What matters is that you keep taking them, that you keep pushing forward, one tiny brave step at a time, because that is how canyons are crossed, is how mountains are moved, and that is how the greatest journeys are completed. Thank you for listening to this story from the forest floor. If you enjoyed our little adventure, please give this video a like and subscribe for more tales from me and my tiny friends. Keep taking your steps, no matter how small. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel so you won't miss the next part of the adventure.